Lewis again. Leeds United have the lead. It's Healy. Who else for the Yorkshire side?
It's Robert Snodgrass. You beauty. Nothing the goalkeeper could do about that one.
Goes the volley. Bamford! Oh my word! Patrick Bamford!
Welcome along to Matchday Live here on LUTV. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you are in the world. You'll see a WhatsApp number on the screen. Please do use that to get in touch with us. Send us in your predictions, thoughts, pictures, whatever it may be, and we'll do our very, very best to read them out for you during the show. You can also watch today's game in certain territories. All you've got to do is scan the QR code that you can see on screen to find out if you can watch it wherever you are, or head over to the LUTV website. If you're unable to watch it, you can listen along with the commentary with Tony Dorigo and Bryn Law. Now, we're joined in the studio today by a man who considers a trip to Sheffield down south, so we'll be delighted to be in the LUTV studio rather than the capital today, won't you, Michael Bridges?
Certainly will be. Great to see you. Good to be here at Elland Road, because I don't like going to the Dell. It's horrible.
Does anyone? No, it's good to have you. I'll tell you what, also, it's good to have Leeds United back in action. How keen are the lads going to be to just get back out there and get cracking again?
Yeah, they're going to be looking forward to it so much. I was looking back, thinking about the international breaks when I was a player, and sometimes you'd go away with under 21s, and then other times you wouldn't, and all the senior players and internationals went away. And it was nice and refreshing, because you could get away, change the scenery, chat to other people that were obviously at other clubs, see what they've been going on, and just switch off for a little bit. And then you've got to come back and get fully focused back in on the job at hand. And like I say, some players, it's the mindset. The body can get refreshed because you don't do as much training physically when you go away for international camps. What you do lose is the dynamics of your team and being able to work with each other on a regular basis. But you go away, and so some players, if they come back in the wrong mindset, it's dangerous. But when you come back fresh, it can be a good sign.
Well, let's hope that it's a fresh mindset for our players then, eh? We talk about how important it is at the start of the season to crack on with a bang, but how important is it to start well after an international break for your mindset? Well,
you've got to switch on all the time. I mean, international breaks start the season when you have breaks throughout the year. For me, it's that the physicality you can't lose any fitness in that time frame. There's nothing about that. What you can lose is your game style, your team dynamics, and that's where it's up to the manager and the staff for the short period of time to get your switch back on. So it's all, for me, this is such a strong, powerful thing, and if you can get that activated early doors and you're back in with your teammates, you're back in knowing that you've got a job at hand and you want to get back in that winning streak, there's no better feeling. And that's the players that come back with that right attitude. Some people see the international break as a bit of a holiday and a bit of it, because you'd like to say physically you don't go through the demands.
What camp were you in?
I've got to say, I did see it as a holiday. I loved it. But as soon as we came back, I was switched on. And there's other players, the other players that get left behind. It's a good opportunity to be able to go in and see. There's not many players around the training ground. So you go in and you share more time with the staff, so you can have more personal one-on-ones with the analysis. What can I do to improve? And have a chat and get the things that you want to get off your chest out there, because some of the players might not have that comfort when there's a lot of players there. So that's another thing that the players can use as their advantage when others are away.
I've never thought of that, having that space and time kind of thing. Well, let's talk about the team now. You can see the team rotating on the screen. In terms of changes from our last game, obviously Jamie Shackleton is out, Sam Byram starts. What's your thoughts on that?
Do you know what? I'm really upset for Shackleton, because I think he's been my probably standout performer this season so far, because he's been used in so many different positions and he's been Mr. Reliable. So, I mean, Jimmy can think himself absolutely devastated that he's not in. But what it does say is that the competition for places is so strong at this moment in time. If I'd have looked at the team sheet, this team sheet, and I'm talking about not just the starting 11, the whole squad as a general. 3 or 4 weeks ago, we didn't have this luxury. Now we have got a very, very strong squad, and like you say, the players that have missed out, Shackleton, Byram comes in. I've liked him since he signed. It looks like he's never been away, but it's the front 4 players that really excites us.
Oh, absolutely. From an attacking point of view, like you say, even from just a few weeks ago, we look so stable there now, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I mean, Willie Nonto, Somerville, Pirro and Rutter, the front 4, that just... I'm smiling, it gets us excited. There's goals there, and the 2 wingers there, Somerville and Nonto. Willie's sorted, he's off the field, Antics out. We've got a player again, and we can just, he's winning the fans over these performances rather than what had gone on previously. And that's good for us, because what that does for players like Rutter, that's really, got 1 goal against Ipswich, looking for more, and then Pirro that's coming. A player that can score goals because his stats suggest that. And
just very quickly, the strength on the bench as well.
Yeah.
We can't overlook that, Bridgie.
No. So 3 or 4 weeks ago, we've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench. We're struggling now. Kamara just signed, he's in. Shackleton, great player. James, Paveda, Joffe, Gruev and Cresswell. They're all players that are starting 11 players. They're on our bench, and then the ones that come back, I'm gutted that Spencer's not available, because we saw a brief glimpse of him at right back when he came on for Aylan. Looked a very, very comfortable player, somebody that's going to be great. Taught that Dallas is not far away, and Patrick Bamford, I'm always a big fan of Patty, Strikers Union. So the bench is very strong as well. So the players that are out there on the 11, they know now competition for places is very healthy.
Right, well, let's head over to the Den for the first time today, shall we, and catch up with our commentary team, Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo.
Yeah, we're here in the Lions Den. It's a pretty humid day here in South London. The music is pumping and the atmosphere will soon be building, because there's an extra edge to this one, of course. Millwall away, one of those fixtures. What have Leeds got to do today, Tony?
Well, certainly they need to relax and play their stuff. But what we do know about these sort of games is physical. It's a battle. And once you get on top and win that battle, then you can start to dictate play. But that's going to be important, being brave on the ball. Because the atmosphere, we know in these sort of games, is electric. It really is red hot.
Manager stuck by the team by and large. Sam Byram back into it. Newer names on the bench as potential replacements.
And I think that's important as well, because they've worked together for a long time now. These few games they've had in a few weeks, a bit extra than the new players coming in. Things have been going quite well, so he's giving them confidence, and they probably understand what's required of them. And the ones on the sidelines will be looking and itching to get on there and improve a point.
Is this another game where we talk about the first goal potentially being important?
They always seem to be. I mean, I'd like to see Leeds come back and show their character. But you know what? Let's go in front and then control the game. Away, it's going to be difficult. But let's not forget, against Ipswich, I thought we started the game really well. Scored our goals and started to control things. Let's hope we can do the same again today, because it's still early in the season. And these sort of runs, I think, are important to get results and then carry that momentum on.
You have to play the crowd on a day like today as well as you play the game?
I think certain players understand what it's all about. A lot won't. They come in there and think, oh, Millwall, okay. No. It's got to be red hot. They're going to be going for it. The 2 sets of fans are going to be going at it all game. So the atmosphere to play in will be fantastic. But you have to really understand that and then go and play your stuff.
Tony DeRigo, as always, making a few good points, but one of them being, and we've spoken about this on so many occasions, the start that Leeds United make is so crucial. We don't want to concede. We don't want to go behind and have to come back from behind again, do we?
And we've done that so many times.
Yeah.
That is the crucial point. I keep crying out for clean sheets. I keep crying out, can we be clinical, please, in front of goal as well? The opportunities and chances we create, we've got to be clinical. They've got to turn from chances into goals. That's the main thing. And like you say, a good start of the game. You don't want to play catch-up, and that's what we've been doing. And some games we've managed to get ourselves back into it where we've got points out and results. And the Ipswich game was an absolute cracker. But I've got no fingernails left on that one still. So you've got to go down there. It's not an easy place to go, and you've got to start very, very well.
Let's hear the thoughts of the boss, Daniel Farker, now then, shall we? He spoke to the media ahead of this game.
Each and every game on championship level is unbelievably important, because it's always about 3 points. It's always a chance to improve your situation, to gain more confidence, to gain more momentum. And yes, I'm full of respect of the work of Gary Rowett, unbelievably experienced coach on this level. I think you always see his handwriting in each and every team that he coached, and I'm unbelievably respectful, because his side plays always with lots of spirit and lots of aggressiveness and lots of team spirit, and they go for it. They are always well well structured, pretty good in defending, so that some momentum in the last games, 4 points in the last 2 games. We are really respectful, but we also know when we are there at our best, that then is a tough place to go. I know it, but when we are there at our best, we have a chance to win points wherever we go. And this is also our topic. We want to concentrate on our performance, pretty respectful and also aware of the strengths of Millwall, but we want to be there with the best possible performance. And if we're capable to bring it on the pitch, then we have also a good chance to win points. Well, first of all, I think it was much needed that we add some depth to the squad, also in midfield positions, and also some quality. But because I spoke before about it, we can't rely on that. Ethan Ampadu is available each and every second within 46 games and 2 cup competitions, and the same with the 17-year-old Archie Gray. I think they were fantastic so far, and I have nothing to criticize because they were 2 of our best performers so far during the season. But it's pretty important for us to have the likes of Ilya Gruev, of Glenn Kamara together with us, and for that it's also important to have them with us, also competition, and that we are capable to react also during games, and also to react sometimes to the load. And yes, up front in the more creative positions, we have several options. Perhaps we don't have a natural number 10, but let's be honest. So when you judge even the best teams in this country, when I speak about Man City or Liverpool or the others, they also quite often don't play with a proper number 10, like more or less all teams were doing this 20 years ago. So we have players who are capable to be creative in these roles. For example, Jan Poveda can do this. Chris Summerville can do this. We had Joel Perreault in a slightly deeper position, not like a natural number 10, but also to add some goals also out of midfield position. So definitely also a position that he can fulfill. Also, Joe Gerhardt can play even a bit behind one striker. So we have players who can fill the number 10 role, perhaps not like proper number 10 like Paul Gascoigne 20 years ago, but so also nowadays you play quite often also with different type of players, and I'm quite confident that we have enough quality and also enough creativity within our squad in order to find final passes and also to find more end products, because this is definitely something we want to improve. We have created an unbelievable amount of chances also in the last games, but lacked a bit of end products, and it was not always the finishing pass, but also sometimes the finishing in front of the goal. So we had so many 1-against-1 situation on the goalkeeper. Even a proper number 10 wouldn't have helped in this situation behind. So it's more like, come on, let's be brutal and clinical in finishing. So for that, I'm happy with my squad.
Daniel Farker there, talking from that attacking point of view, how good of a place, how well equipped are we now, do you think, Bridgie, compared to where we were a few weeks ago?
Compared to where we were a few weeks ago, yeah. Like I say, the thing with Willie Nonto as well on the outer, sorted that out, he's back in. Pirro he's talking about there, we need the number 10 position, so Pirro can play as a 9 or a 10. We've got Joffrey that can come into that position. Somerville can come in on the right hand side, so the dynamics and the selection choices that we've got, it's not just like it's specific positions, players. We've got a very versatile squad here as well, which is huge. But like what Daniel said there, it is all about that we are creating a number of numerous chances. That is what it's about. He's basically saying my job with the staff is done. We cannot put the ball in the back of the net. You boys have got to get out there and be accountable and hit the back of the net.
It's so true, that, isn't it? Because the amount of chances that we've seen, and like he's referenced as well with the media ahead of a few games, it is just the finishing. It's just that end product, isn't it?
It's the end product. And like you say, it came together against Ipswich, 4 goals in that one game. We've been saying that the amount of chances, the amount of goals we should have seen here at Elland Road in the matches that we have watched. Away from home again, down against Millwall, take the chances, come on.
Absolutely, come on Leeds. Jamie Shackleton and Charlie Cresswell obviously being there last season. How much inside info as a player, you know, when you've been at another club, if you're coming up against them, how much do you pass on?
So one thing when I was coaching, I was in Australia, one thing we used to have a WhatsApp group, and the lad would have the set plays set up, so you go through the dynamics, you do the walkthroughs, you know your set plays. Also the analysis on the screen, you show them the animation slides and where to be and what to do. The one thing I was I refrained myself and the staff from doing is putting the set plays on a WhatsApp group or sending them files of that, because you know that some of them players next season or going to other clubs, and they can quite easily just go to their new boss. There you go, that's what we were doing last season. There's a little tweak here. So I'm sure that Shackleton and Cresswell, I'm hoping, would have had an insight into some of the set plays. They change every year. They should change week to week, but also the style of play. They know the system that Millwall have played last season. They've been there. So I'm sure Daniel and the staff would have just tapped in and said, listen, is there anything that you can tell us differently to what we've seen in what we are showing you?
Well, look, we asked you for your messages on the WhatsApp number that you can see on the screen. Loads of you have been in touch, but I'm just going to read out a few right now. This one says, watching the Mighty Whites from Central Australia with my mates Dave and Jimmy, 2-1 win. Yes, I'm not sure who that's from, but hi Dave and Jimmy and friend, enjoy the game. This one's from Jake. It says, loving the media work by Bridgie, absolute breath of fresh air, who doesn't take himself too seriously, with some really good insight. I'll not read that next bit, but Jake says, marching on together. So Bridgie, Jake is a fan of yours.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
We all are. This one's from Stacey. She says, my name's Stacey. I'm 12 years old from Leeds. I'm currently watching this live and my predictions are 3-1 Leeds win. What are yours? Don't tell us just yet, because I'm going to get your predictions before we throw over to the commentary. Just a word on Jorginho Rutter and the pressure on him to get those goals.
Strikers are judged on goals and stats and assists. So you can have all the best performances in the world for 10 games, and if you have not got a goal or an assist in that time frame, you're going to go, the fans and everybody are going to question what you're there for. So he scored against Ipswich. He's out there now. The competition for places is huge. Okay, so it means he's not safe. So you've got to step up. I said the same about Joffrey Gilhart. I'm a big fan of his, but you're judged on goals and assists when you play. That's what you judge on. I think that's why he's found himself on the outer, because he hasn't produced. He's been putting the performances, the energy levels are there, but you're judged on goals. So now all the players are accountable because the squad is so strong and you've got to score. So let's hope you can get that partnership back with Pirou.
Fingers crossed. Well, let's hear from the man himself, shall we? He caught up with LUTV to talk about his start to the season and the game against Millwall.
Jorginho, it's always good to see. It's always good to see that smile on your face as well. What's the last 2 weeks been like with the international break? Has there been much training, days off?
Yeah, the national break was good for everybody. We work with the short player, was not a lot, and after we are a day off, and I was with my family, and I hope for everybody is good for the next game, because we need to continue on the road and take a 3 point for this week.
Yeah, before this break, obviously you got the first goal for the club. We spoke to you after that game down at Ipswich, and looking back on it now a few weeks afterwards, you do think about the confidence it gave you, spoke about the difficult times you might have gone through last year. How do you look back on all that kind of situation now?
I don't know if I explain exactly clear, but last year I know it was difficult, and now a good staff is here, and he gave me a lot of confidence. And the goal is like, I wait this until a long time, and because of this I think the confidence come back. It's not perfect because I need more time, but I hope for the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks I make more goal and more assists for the team.
And obviously you have a smile on your face, whether we're out in the community like we had a couple of weeks ago around the training place. You seem a fun person, and we're seeing that coming out on the pitch as well. And is that true, that when you're happy off the pitch, you're happy on the pitch?
Yeah, of course, because I like to play football, it's my passion. And when you speak about the charity, when I was young, when I see some player, I was happy, so I can't be here and I'm like sad or not energetic, so like this. And my smile every time, because I prefer like smile to be sad, so this is my personality. So
well, George, I always like to see you smile, so keep doing that. And I just hope to see you smile this weekend, and it's the game against Millwall. I'm not sure you might not too much about the rivalry over the years, but obviously it's quite a big one. But the game itself, what are you looking forward to about that in particular?
I know this game can be difficult for us, for everybody, but if you stay with the plan, with the coach, because we train in the training, and if everybody is focused, you have the quality on this group, and you can take 3 points, and I hope.
and it's taken those positives away from the games we've drawn, and then, like I say, turn them into 3 points. But we can take a lot of confidence and positives from the game so far, can't we?
Yeah. We can take a 3 point. We have the quality. Everybody is ready. You have a good atmosphere here. So, yeah, I think the team is ready. We are ready for win more game, because it was a little bit difficult because the windows was here, the transfer windows. So now it's clear. And now I think everything is like perfect for win more game.
Bridgie, I have it on good authority that he is a lovely, lovely man, and he absolutely enjoyed every minute of that trip. And I think it's important to give a nod to that, because actually character is so much of what makes the player, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Rute away from football. To see that clip there and see him smile and interacting with the charity work that he does, that's the side of football that not many people and fans get to see from their idols, and I thought that was absolutely lovely. And to see him smiling, interacting, when you're happy off the field, hopefully it transparents onto the field.
Fingers crossed. Well, we know that he's a lovely lad, and we know that he's capable of scoring an absolute belter, but what is he like at drawing his teammates? We found out as we put him through LUTV's Art Club this week.
I know. He's looking. Oh my god. It's Pascal. Oh my god. No. Oh my god. He saw this or no?
No, he's not seen it yet.
It's terrible. Finish.
Oh, I'm not sure about that one, I'm going to be honest. It looks like an evil character in
It's
a
one of my
cartoon
favourite
book.
segments. I
It's
love
brilliant.
this.
I also love that his autograph, where he signed it, is as big as the player that he's drawn. He's very proud of his work, and so he should be. Any ideas who it is?
No, that's the only reason I got this, because when he was drawn at first and I saw the belly, I'm thinking that's Wes McKennie, but he's not here anymore, so... But he's not here anymore. But then when I saw the size of the autograph alongside, it's got to be a small carrot, and I think that's Willie Nonto.
You'll go for Willie Nonto.
Especially with the lovely hair.
Please do let us know. Use the WhatsApp number, text us, let us know who you think that was that Jorginho Ruta had just drawn. Any guesses at all, we'll try our best to read them out. And feel free to send in your own drawings. We ask you every single week, and we have some absolute crackers. So if you want to draw Michael Bridges, go for it.
Good luck with that.
Bridgie, just quickly before we head over to comms, a look at today's matchup, a look at the opposition, because for all intents and purposes, they've had kind of a similar start to the season. Bit of an improvement in performance in the build-up to this game before the international break, but what are you expecting from them?
But we say the last few results, a draw and a win, they've, it's kind of kickstart their season. They're in a similar position, wins, losses and draws. And you know what you're going to get. They're well structured. They can go from it's a 3-4-3 they play, but what that means is the wing backs can come back and something makes a 5 defensively. Set plays are always strong. Millwall, they're renowned for that over the years. So it's going to be a very, very tough game to break them down, is what I'm saying, to create the chances, and that's why I say we've got to be so clinical in on-set plays against. We've got to be so switched on. The player to watch for, Kevin Naisbitt, he scored in the last 2 matches for Millwall. If Luke can do a job on him, along with Roden at the back, he drifts into that little left side pocket, we've got a chance.
Any other key areas as well that we need to keep our eyes on?
No, because I think they're going to be worried about us. It's not about us trying to change anything, because what I like about Daniel Farke is our system. He doesn't worry about the opposition style of play. It's all about our possession-based football. The worrying side I've mentioned earlier on is that when we lose the ball, the transition moments in behind, because we play with Luke Ayling, it'll be high and wide on the right-hand side. So what that leaves us is a back three. Byron won't go as high as what Luke does, so it's that position, that pocket, and that's where this Naismith kid will try and drift into and get it. So set plays and keep an eye on Naismith in the transition moment.
So Farker, what you're saying basically is he'll aim to dominate possession rather than play on the counter against a team like this.
Dominate possession, create chances. It's possession-based football, but in the right areas of the field. I've seen teams that keep the ball at the back for like 600 passes and hardly come over the halfway line. We're doing it with the dynamics where we create chances, and that's good. But again, you can leave yourself a bit vulnerable defensively when you lose it.
Thanks, Bridgie. Right, well, it is time to answer Stacey's question. Stacey got in touch to say she was going for 3-1. What is your prediction in today's game, Bridgie?
We're going to win. I'm not as confident about the 3-1. I'm taking a 2-1 or a 2-0. There you go. I'm hoping that I keep wanting a clean sheet, Emma. 2-1
or 2-0? What
2-1
we
or
go
2-0. A 2-1, then there you go.
Michael Bridges is saying 2-1. Let's find out, shall we? We'll head over to the Den now and join our commentary team of Bryn Law and Tony Dorigo. But before that, let's get the thoughts of Joel Pirro.
Joel, do you know about the history of Leeds United against Millwall games, about this place, if you like?
To be honest, no, not really. Is there a special history here?
Well, yeah, there's always a big atmosphere around these games. So are you expecting anything different today than what you've experienced so far?
Yeah, no, they spoke a lot about it, that the crowd can be quite energetic. So yeah, I am expecting a nice crowd, but that's good.
What's the challenge here today then?
Well, the challenge, of course, is to bring home the 3 points against a side that's very organized and very good defensive and quite direct. So yeah, we got a lot to do to break them down.
Is it a game where the first goal in the game might be very important potentially?
Yes, I think so. I think it suits them to take a lead and then to sit back more and wait. So we have to take more risks. So early goal would would be massive for us.
Well, we're in the Lions' Den, and if we want confirmation of that, we only have to look at the great big screen on the far side of the ground that tells us that this is the Lions' Den. And the Lions' Den is a noisy place to be just at the moment. As the two teams emerge from down below, we're up in the second tier of the main stand here at the Den. I described it as the new Den as we arrived at the stadium much earlier, and as he was walking past, a guy with a South Bermondsey t-shirt on said, "It's not the new Den, mate, it's the Den." So I was told the moment we arrived, this is the Den these days. So Leeds United have come here to try and do something that has proved pretty elusive in recent visits, to say the least, and that is to get a positive result. The two teams are going through the routine and the ritual before the game. Leeds starting 11 shows Sam Byram returning, having got himself fit again during the international layoff that we've just had. And then we've got some of the new signings potentially to be seen later on in the afternoon, who are there amongst the replacements on the bench for Leeds. But basically Daniel Farker's shown faith with the side that he's been that he used in the last game. And there's an opportunity for one or two of those players to show that maybe the last few days that they've had working together on the training ground will be put to good use when it comes to what always looks like a pretty tough away fixture.
You're absolutely right. And the roar going up around this place. So it's great to play in these sorts of atmospheres, but you've got to get the home support quiet and then start to play your stuff. But yeah, I think it is a confidence boost for those players out there, because largely it is the same players. Daniel Farker clearly feels continuity is important as well, and the understanding must be growing each and every minute that these lads play together. So I think for Ruter, I think it's a big game as well, because I'm not sure that the Ruter-Pirro combination worked as well as it did against Ipswich. So let's see if we can get back to that understanding, and more to the point, get them playing closer together.
We must give a word of praise to the Leeds United supporters. It's a 12 noon kickoff here in the capital city. We can see the top of Canary Wharf Tower on the far side beyond the Dockers stand. A 12 noon kickoff is it's one of the most difficult kickoff times you could possibly schedule. particularly for a journey of this nature when you've got to get into London and then almost get out of London again to get yourself down to the Den. But the Leeds fans will adhere. They're arrived in their thousands as ever, and some of them still taking their seats behind the goal. I'm imagining there have probably been some issues on the way down for many, but they get here. They always get here. And this team will need to show the same level of effort and application and dedication that those fans have shown in making this 12 noon kickoff. We're now going to have a reflective period ahead of the game with a couple of terrible earthquakes and floods with recent huge casualties elsewhere in the world, and that will be reflected now with applause around the Den.